Sunday evening, everybody. Hope you all had a great week. Hope you're having an even better weekend. It's a long weekend. It's a holiday weekend. So we got Wayne in here. Got Daryl in here. We got Lisa. How y'all doing? Hope you're all having a great day. Um, I had a great day. Uh, I went pulling. Hey Ken, how you doing, bud? Thanks for stopping in, man.
Well, did you place there, Mr. Ed? If you went pulling today, did you place?
Well, it was a trophy pull, so do do
Uh-oh.
do 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 dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we placed, and it was a actual for real, no like disqualifications or DQ or anything like that. It was an honest to god first place. Hey Willie, how you doing, bud?
Hey, Willie
So
and Ken.
yeah,
Yeah.
we uh we actually beat Sean. That's the other guy, one of the other guys that's consistently in the class. He usually takes first place, but yeah, I mean, I beat him just by, but we uh, we put our foot in it and we stayed in it. So floating valves and all. I
Well,
wasn't. I
that's got,
wasn't.
that's the way you got to win sometimes.
Yeah. So
Can't
hopefully,
can't can't settle for second place all the time, Ed. You got
exactly.
you got to move up. Did Bo go down there today? Would you?
No, we did not get his engine together. Um, uh, yeah, we didn't get it completely together. Matter of fact, it's out in the garage right now. I'm gonna finish it up and hopefully have it ready for next weekend. What was the track? The track was actually really nice. They they tilted up way well. I think they tilted up last night, and then this morning, the volunteer fire department brought a uh, truck up, and they put probably I'm gonna guess 400 gallon of water on it. So uh, actually, um, the daylight it was actually nice this morning. A little humid, but the humidity went away. But by the time we pulled, um, it was hot. Not humid, but hot. Um, and it was like 10 minutes till 4, and I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go home and do my live stream. They hadn't even started the second round yet, so I was like, I'm done. So, and yeah, I know where the finish line's at, Ken. I just, basically, I was babying the motor to keep from floating the valves, but um, it was a trophy pull today, so we we had our foot in it. Um, but yeah, hopefully I'm gonna get Bo's motor done, finished up first couple days here. I got some stuff going on tomorrow. I'd work on it tomorrow, but Tuesday after work, hopefully get it finished up Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. And if I can get the stuff I need, I'm gonna shim the valves uh, and try to get the float taken care of. So, but I was talking with Mark yesterday um, about what direction I'm gonna go with my next motor. Um, I love the open RPM, but the 6,000 RPM class is really growing. It's really competitive. So in the open twin class, um, it's starting to kind of go. It's just so expensive to build for that class. So uh,
Um, well, it was it's y'all were mostly uh just the exhibition class is basically what y'all were, and with just y'all with just one a couple people pulling in it. So
Yeah,
two or three people or something other. You, Bo, and that
me,
other guy.
Bo, Sean. There's some other guys that bump up into the class, but their tractors aren't specifically built for that class. They just bump up to have more opportunities to pull. Um, so yeah, but the 6,000 RPM class um, is getting to be real popular, um, and it's a lot cheaper to build. It's about half the cost. So I made her. Uh,
Hey, Mater. Yeah.
so I don't know what direction I'm going to go yet. Like I said, I love my open RPM. There's nothing like it. It's a blast to pull. Uh, but if I built one, I'd have to build it more for national level caliber tractor, and that's relatively expensive.
Well,
Uh,
well,
what what
what about
what?
that one you was building there, Ed? They just fix that one for the 6,000 RPM class or whatever, and put the keep your other one just in case you want to run that.
Well, that's the thing. Plan B needs upgrades. It should have a set of pistons put in it. It needs roller lifters, roller rockers, probably bigger valves, um, and probably bored and sleeved. Uh, which my other block I have uh, is already sleeved, and I've got the roller rockers, I've got the roller lifters. I got the heads for it. I just need to buy valve springs, push rods, and pistons, and I can have the engine together, but just that alone is about $1,200 just for the pistons, valves, springs. Um, there's something else too. I was looking at. I needed. I don't know. There's like three or four things, but it'd be right upwards around 1,000 to 1,200 bucks, where I could build a 6,000 RPM tractor um, for less than that. But I don't know. We've got time.
Oh, you've got that Schaefer behind you there. Why don't you talk to them about a sponsorship, there, Mr. Ed?
They don't sponsor. I've talked to them and talked to them and talked to them. They don't do sponsorships. They sponsor events, but they don't sponsor individual teams.
Well,
But
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you figure out how to stay where you're at and
yeah,
have a player
well,
total along with it. But
I mean, more than likely I will go ahead and just go ahead and build the open RPM tractor because Mark's going to have his big engine, and they're talking about two more, one for Bo and one for Kyle, and then Sandy will be back with a 25 stock um, engine or tractor, and then Mark's also talking a 14 or 16 horse stock for his grandson. So they'll have five tractors, you know, to run. Hey, Mayor.
What's up?
hey, man,
Uh, and to answer your question, what broke? Somebody's hopes and dreams, not mine, but somebody else's.
Hey, how hard would it be for you to put some drag slicks on that tractor?
Well, super easy if I had them. I mean,
Because I was going to say it's because No Name Nationals is coming up in Sykeston later this month.
yeah,
I mean, they're going to have monkey bikes, so why not drag mowers?
they actually used to have them around here. dirt drags.
Really?
Yeah, they had a 100 or 150 foot track, and they were everything from stock clear up to like what I run, um, in the dirt.
Yeah,
You,
I
you,
think
you had,
West Virginia has a round track. So
yeah, well, yeah, they've got the mower races around
yeah,
here too. But this was a place down, well, about where I'm pulling at now, but a bigger town.
mhm.
Um, and they would, I mean, they did it for 10, 15 years, and then it just kind of fizzled out. Guys got older, nobody young started getting into it. Um, so it kind of just fizzled out. But they had to run turf tires. They could cut them. They couldn't run paddle tires or um, ag tires. It had to be a turf style tire. Couldn't run
So,
an ATV tire.
so basically, it was the interest in it basically all dried up.
Yeah, yeah. And few years back, probably 10 years back, my local polling and stuff like that, it started going that way too. But there's been a big influx of young. Well, like today, I want to say there was 8 or 10 kids in the kids class.
Wow.
What? And it didn't help either that somebody donated $300 on top of the regular payout, $150 a round for the kids class. You know,
Now, how long is the track that you go to?
ours is 300 feet.
Okay, because I know Sykeston, it's a regular eighth mile. That's what 660.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
so
it's over.
it'd be double the length of what you go on.
Right, right. And I wouldn't be geared for that. Um, I mean, Plan B only does between 15 and 18 mile an hour, so um, we wouldn't be geared fast enough for
Right.
you know
You're geared for the torque for pulling, not for speed.
yeah, right on the edge of not having enough torque and horsepower versus wheel speed.
What's the
That's
heaviest weight that you've ever pulled?
the heaviest.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know exactly what the sled weighs now. I'm thinking it's like 5,500 pounds total. Um, I know Mark's was right around 5,000 when he had his sled. Um, when I used to pull Stone Boat, oh, hi Mudster. When I used to pull Stone Boat, which is a 3 foot by 4 foot pan that they stack weight on, we were at 3,800 pounds from a dead stop. You only had to move it 10 feet, but there was one night that there was the 25 horse twin class. We were like, yeah, it's like 3,800 pounds. They actually had to have a couple people stand on it because they had no more weights. They had all the weights that they had, and they had to have a couple people stand on it to make more weight because everybody kept moving this pan.
That's
Gotta
amazing. Y'all can
the,
move, something like that heavy with a
yeah,
small vehicle like that.
it's all well, like the sled itself, like the transfer sled. It, there's basically only, I don't know how much exact weight's on that pan. I'm gonna say it's under 1,000 pounds when we start out. Um, the box moves up and puts more down pressure on the pan.
Right.
Uh, the whole trick uh, to the transfer sled pulling is inertia. Get the thing moving. Uh, that's what I said. We run them right on the very edge of the horsepower we make and the torque we make, how fast we can go without bogging the tractor down.
Hey,
Hey,
Tom.
hi Tommy. Um, that's why a lot of times you'll see us when we take off. I mean, we're just blowing the tires off until we get a little bit of bite, and then we get moving.
Yeah,
And I and
that's that.
I can
that
actually gear Plan B up a couple gears. Um,
yeah,
so
that static weight, dude, like that dead weight you was talking about, that would be
mhm.
harder to pull, it seems, than that moving weight because it's you don't
Oh
have a chance to
yeah,
get a running start at it. So
yeah. It's it's a totally different beast. Break lots of stuff, especially rear ends and stuff. But the trick to that was like your pan sitting here. You don't line up straight to the pan. You line up at an angle so you can twist it, and once you break break the pan loose, get it, for it's moving a little, then you can move it on down the track. Um, you would never, like, when we would get up to like 2,500 pounds or so, um, you couldn't hook straight to that pan and try just to pull it straight. You had to hook to it at an angle, and the steeper angle you could get to it, the better. Um, if you really really want to try to mess somebody up, you spin it, you get moving, get close to your 10 feet, and then you get it to where it's like straight along the edge of the track, to where they can't get an angle on it, a good angle on it. So, but yeah, it awesome day today. I I wasn't really expecting to do real well, but you know I
I
did.
think I didn't hear how you did. Oh, first runner up.
No, first place. I am not. I am not the first loser.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah, Willie, the old 2-cylinder popper tractors pulling the dead weight. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah.
Well, there was
Tennessee.
one tractor I wound up seeing. It was an old steam tractor,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean this one had steel wheels and everything on it, and it was
Mm-hmm.
it was just for demonstration purpose, and that thing had no problem pulling a full sled from one end to the other and back,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just chugging along, just up, 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 up. Not a problem.
Uh, yeah, from Tennessee up to here, Wayne, would have been definitely a long trip. And hi, Kentucky. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, Kentucky.
But yeah, I've seen the old steam traction motors, steam traction engines pull before, and they are. And what's really cool is when they do it at night and they put the sawdust in there.
With all the sparks coming out.
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh
yep,
yeah, that
and
is something
yeah,
to watch.
yeah. And that's like you said, that's truly exhibition. Uh, the other ones that are interesting to watch are the mega trucks.
Oh, she broke her.
You know, the they hook to those and they just stand them up and they just and it's all exhibition. I mean, they weight the sled so that they'll pull up like that and that they can still move it and all that. But yeah, those are cool.
I like watching when you get the jet ones. They got like two of those jet engines out there.
Hmm.
Those things are fun to watch.
Yeah, I actually know a guy that runs. I don't know if they got two or three now on theirs. It's Leather and Lace Pulling is the name of the tractor, and I know for sure a long time ago they were single. Then I know they went to twin, but something runs my mind that they have three of them on there now. I haven't been watching professional pulling this year. I haven't got to catch any, on TV or anything like that.
All right.
Um, along with my track racing. I've only watched 2 races this year. Um, and the one was because it was on a, they had rain delayed and delayed it till Monday. I got to watch it then.
Well, it kind of seems like y'all got whoever's running it now. At least y'all having more consistent runs every week. I mean, instead
Yeah.
of, I mean, what 2 or 3 a year of what you was going to, which group you was pulling with, and now all of a sudden you got them about every week. So at least
Well,
it's
they
more consistent.
well, and it's not so much their deal. That was a lot of me not being able to make it, being too hot, um, being broke down or whatever. But this new track is really coming around nicely. Um, it's it it still has a few amount of stones in it, but uh, they're getting that worked out. Like I said, the track's only 2 years old. I think this is the first full season for it. The 1 or 2 years before that, it was just cut in to an old baseball field. You know, the outfield of an old baseball field. The town and the fire department, you know, they come to the club. I think it's been 2 years now. They came to the club and said, "Hey, we'd really like to have you guys come and pull for our festival. You know, we've come down and watched you guys here. It's really interesting. We like it. You know, what would it take?" And they're like, "Well, we'd have to have a track." They're like, "No problem. We'll cut you one in. What's it have to be? How long? How wide? You know, everything." The guys from the club went down and looked where they wanted to put it, and they're like, "Yeah, we can do this. For a festival pool." And they did it first year there. It was nice. Second year they did the festival. The track was, like I said, they used it once or twice that year, and then but this year the fire department and the town has actually really stepped up and invested a lot of money. They paid to have the electric put in. Took our old lights and everything from the old track. Um, they they paid to have the wire put in and the buried cable and stuff like that, and no more generators for the concession stand and stuff and the lights and all that. It's all you know it's all powered off of some pole down there. I don't know where they pick up the power from. I know there's a gazebo thing down over the hill where they have uh, picnics and all that kind of stuff. So I think they might have picked power there and brought it up. But yeah, the the only drawback is there's less parking, less pit area. But I mean,
That was nice of them to go through all that just to get a
mhm,
track built for y'all to
mhm.
come in. Hey, Renegade.
I ran
and
it.
and the VFW wasn't real keen on them having night poles because there was campgrounds right beside where we pulled at. Um, that spots that the VFW rents out. They're usually yearly rentals, um, and they were encroaching more and more on our track. And I don't think they were real keen on us having night poles. The mayor of the town down there, said you can have them whenever you want. Saturdays mornings, Saturday nights, Sunday mornings, whatever. Um, Nobody will have a problem with it. Well, we've had some that lasted till 2 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, "Nope, nobody, has said a single word against it." So
So not a peep out of any of the campers.
well, the campers down there, we're at the old track. The new track's actually in town, in a little town. But yeah, none of the residents right around. I mean, there's houses like right there. Nobody's bitched about it or anything like that. You know, so and
That's good.
the fire department provides. There's a place we can get water to haul up on the track right there by the fire department. We can pump it right out of their system, and all that. And the matter of fact, about every pole the mayor is there. He lives right down right around the corner. He'll ride his golf cart or his mower up and sits there and watches us, talks and everything. The club actually bought them a plaque thanking them for putting the track in and having us there, and all that kind of stuff.
No, you don't bore that out enough. No, you ain't got no but eyeballs.
Yeah, Kentucky. I love. There's nothing. I like nothing better than a night pool. It doesn't make good for video, but they not this pool, but the pool before the last week Sunday's pool or Saturday's pool. They took a vote at the beginning whether they wanted to do away with the Sunday pools that we had coming up and change them to the Saturday nights, or keep them on Sundays. And majority rolls, 99% of everybody said, yeah, we like Saturday nights because we won't have anything going on Sundays. We can come do our thing, and we're not rushing Sunday evening to get home and get everything cleaned up. So, hi Kevin, how you doing, bud?
So the new track, how far away is it compared to the old one? I know you said it was a difference.
It's about 35 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that, further away. Or I'm sorry, 25 minutes, not 35, 25 minutes further away. Instead of when I get to the one town, instead of going left, I go right and follow it on down and around a little bit, and a lot more hills. It's honestly, I think they did follow a snake to put a couple of these roads in. But the real nice part about it is the one major road going into the town, they just repaved it, so it's nice and smooth.
Nice.
But yeah, I could be to the old track in right around an hour and 15 minutes, something like that. And it takes me an hour and 45 minutes to get to the new one. So
you like the new one a lot better than the old one?
Yes, I like the track better. I don't like the pit area better. But like I said, I pit on the opposite side of the track from everybody else, just because I video and stuff like that, and you have to pit way far off the track.
Right.
So it's just different. They're getting things worked out. But yeah, it's nice. I like it. That's why I continue to drive the extra distance to go.
So are they talking about expanding the pit area?
They can't. We're up on a hill. It's the baseball field and stuff that was there. They basically the hill originally the hill like came down like this. They cut a notch, a shelf into it. So there's not much more pits unless you go down over the hill to pit, and then that would be a real long haul to get back up on the hill. So
yeah. I think I was built second story.
That's what I was thinking. But they're working out with the parking and stuff like that. They're kind of trying to get people to pit closer together. They're talking about because right now when everybody comes in, they kind of like the tracks here. They pit at a 90-degree angle to it. Well, they're talking about making it to where you pull in at an angle. That way, when people want to leave, they can just back up, and then they leave there's two entrances to track. There's the main entrance, then there's the back entrance. They have been leaving a driveway open so you can back up and then go out and go out the back entrance. The only ones that can't do that are the guys that got the big, like 18, 20, 24 foot trailers, because to get out, it has to go up a little bit and then out on the road. They can't articulate. There's a guy with a big fifth wheel, flat open deck trailer, like a equipment trailer. He don't have a problem, but he articulates more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Got
know?
a top deck style.
Yeah,
That's good stuff.
yeah, and
Yeah, 'cause
But
those
he-
are way off the ground. That's why.
he don't have a problem getting out of there. But there are a couple guys that have. I think one guy has a 20 or 24 foot, really nice layout. He brings like 6 tractors, but he can't make the. He tried one day when he got there, because he gets there way early, and he pulled up to it and started up the hill, and as soon as he started up, the back of his trailer hit the ground, and he's like, nope, there's no way, because I can't go any further forward without ripping the back of my trailer off. So he actually parks, you can see it in the background of the videos, he parks parallel with the track, so that way when he gets ready to leave, he can just back straight up and then hook it around, come out on the track and hook it and go back out. But yeah, they're stacking them up deep, like especially like today. They were really packed in there tight. But I've got, well, I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't have a problem with anybody else parking on the other side too. But I asked them 2 or 3 polls ago, say, can I pit on the other side? That way I can video and people don't, there's not tractors cutting in front of me and, scraper tractors and all that kind of stuff. They're like, yeah, if you can, if you can get better video from that side of the track and you don't mind parking over there, sure, go ahead. So I park on the other side and pull right up alongside the fence down there, clear at the far end, and set my stuff up. And sometimes it's a little lonely over there, but it's all right. I get better video.
You're used to being by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, Kentucky, the long trailers do tend to scrape.
Yeah, because I remember you said that when you started and everything, you were always over there by yourself, and you were kind of like the little lone sheep and everything, and you didn't want to talk to hardly anybody.
Yeah, I don't mind talking to people, but I'm an introvert, and I'm kind of antisocial disorder type deal.
So why do you have a YouTube channel?
What's that?
So why do you have a YouTube channel then?
That has actually helped me with it a lot.
Yeah, I'm just playing with you.
It's kind of I still don't like big huge crowds. I don't like going to like malls and big gatherings and stuff like that. That it just grates on my nerves. But okay, John, what's happening?
Hey, Cajun.
What's up, Cajun?
Oh, awesome, Cajun. Can't beat an old vacuum tube voltmeter. But hi, Renegade. I didn't see you pop in there, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I got my new computer up and going finally.
I seen that. I didn't get to watch the video because I had 5,000 videos in my watch later list, and I got to go through and delete a bunch of them. But I couldn't put it into the watch later, so now I got to go back through my notifications and find it and watch it. I wanted to watch it, see what you got.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of sucks when you and I was kind of looking through it. I watched later list, I think last night. There's videos in there from 5 years ago that I haven't watched. But what sucks is there's no way to do a mass delete unless the only way you can do it is delete your watched video, the videos you've watched. You can't just select and say delete everything that's in this list, get rid of it all. You know, so
They're one at a time.
yeah. Well, what I was doing Friday night and a little bit Saturday, I went back to the beginning of the list and would just click on it, let it run for a couple seconds, shut it off, move to the next one, next one, next one, next one, next one. I did like 130 videos or 140 videos that way, and then click delete watched videos, and those they disappeared. So today, when I left, right before I left, I clicked on my watch later list and just put play all. I didn't know that I had a 7.5 hour video in there. So not many of them got deleted.
Someone did a 7.5 hour video.
It was a live stream.
Oh,
Oh, you got some.
yeah, that'll take a while.
Well, yeah. So I was planning on, like these, even the hour long videos, I was planning on having, 10, 15 of them, that I could delete. Yeah, I didn't.
Seven and a half hours sounded like one of mine, I reckon.
Let you know, Ed and Daryl, this week, or Friday, about 2:30, we got called into a little meeting. And because of the holiday and with certain people being out, so yeah, we're going to be working 5 to 3:30. It's like, okay. And that's going to be Tuesday through Saturday. Yeah. So I'm thinking about doing just for this week alone, starting the live streams like at 5 o'clock. Central. Be what, about 6 o'clock your time?
Yeah, something like that.
You might be able to swing in before crawling into bed.
Yeah, more than likely I'll be in the garage because, like I said, I got Bose motor to do, and I want to, if I have time, I want to try to shim the valves in my motor Plan B. Oh yeah, Willie, I've seen those videos where they set a live stream camera up in a haunted location and let people, watch it and like comment, hey, I seen something there, or I seen something there, and they put a timestamp on it. And yeah, I've seen those videos. I've never clicked on one.
We used to do done 24-hour video live streams.
I remember those.
Christmas Eve night was the best.
I remember I heard about some live streams where there was actually no host at all. It was just where people come in and start chatting with each other, and they were going
That's basically
like 2 days.
That's basically what we did. Was group of us we got tired or whatever. Then we put somebody let the next whoever's still talking, let them take over for a while, and but that was more on the Google Hangout side where you could have somebody to moderate, somebody to let people in and all that stuff. So
Right.
Hi, Thomas.
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah, I can remember we did one way back. Everybody did like 3 hours. Like my channel, we'd do 3 hours, and then everybody moved to somebody else's channel and we'd do like 3 hours, and then and I think they did like 2 days worth of video or live stream continuously, the whole group.
Well, I remember a few years ago, someone would do a live stream on Saturday night, and it's like, okay, who's going live? It's like, I'll go live afterwards, and I'd go live a couple hours on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I was half tempted to go live last night while I was getting things ready to go to the tractor pulls, but I was tired. So I'm like, nope, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. And, you know,
Some live so close to town.
Just,
They walk to the store while they're streaming with us. Bino with one of them.
And I've been cleaning up in here, trying to get this table cleared off and boxes gone from everything, and trying to get this table over here cleared off.
yeah,
Get ready to pull that transmission out.
well, I gotta get Bose motor going. I want to try the shims in the valves for Plan B to quit floating the valves, and then I gotta get building in my loft out in my garage to put some of the smaller stuff that's on the floor over there in that junk pile. Get it up top in the loft there. I want to build like a 10 by 12 loft to put like tires and, engine blocks and stuff like that I'm not, using readily, but I don't want to get rid of them yet either.
Right. Spare parts.
Right. And then kind of get a little extra room in the shop for the winter,
I thought you were going to get stiffer springs, Plan B.
I was, but they're relatively expensive. So I was falling back on my old drag racing days when I helped, pit crew on some race cars, and remembered that you can shim them as long as you don't shim them so much that they coil bind, and it increases seat pressure and it helps with the float. So,
Renegade, you coming over to help? My biggest problem is the carpal tunnel that's not helping the hand.
oh, I feel for you.
Yeah.
Willie, the springs that are in Plan B right now are singles. We have ran double springs, but I don't find a need for the double springs until you get like really high lift valve or rockers and stuff like that and cams. They make a set that are heavier. They're in between the stock and the double springs, but like I said, I don't want to. Sounds bad. I don't want to put that kind of money into Plan B right now because it's going to need a complete rebuild. New pistons, because get rid of those welded up pistons. I don't know if it has stock rods or billet rods in it. I don't know what it has in it for a cam. I know it has stock rockers. So, I just, I don't want to put that kind of an investment. I can buy a pack of 16 shims, spring shims for $10. So
Where'd that engine come from?
that engine was in that tractor when my brother bought it out of Tennessee, I think it was.
So you don't know
Somewhat.
the history on everything
Just-
he's done to it prior.
Just what he told us. He told us it had flat top pistons in it. I thought he said he had a better cam, not an adjustable, but a better cam, and it had pulling gears in it, and it had a really nice gas carburetor on it. I don't run gas anymore, so I've got that carburetor intake set off to the side in a box, all cleaned out and everything, of course. So it didn't have bad fuel in it, but
Come in here, fix my lawnmower for me.
that way, if we ever want to sell the tractor and go a different direction, I can put that carburetor back on it and keep my my alcohol carb.
Now, what engine is it?
It's a 25 horse Kohler Command. So it would be a really good candidate motor to go to the 6,000 RPM class. I would just have to put a internal governor back in it, which ain't no big deal. It's a shaft and a little gear. with the flyweights on it. Um, a plastic downdraft intake, which I have, downdraft carburetor, which I have. I'm froze.
No, you don't look froze to me. But let me look at the.
You look nice and warm on my end.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
I'm
working
looking at.
on.
So I'm
You're working
watching
on.
it.
I'm watching on
I'm
YouTube.
watching. Well, I'm watching it on studio over here, and it doesn't say anything about being froze. So, yeah, Kevin must be froze. But yeah, it would be a better candidate to make that engine into a 6,000 RPM motor than redo it. Okay, thanks, Renegade. But yeah, I just need to commit. Maybe my exes were right. I do have issues with commitment.
How many X's do you have?
I have an ex-wife and an ex-fiance. Some other females that I've dated or seen or whatever. But long term, just 2.
Well, sounds like someone's hit the microwave.
Yeah, the laces over the kitchen doing something.
And yeah, I had one recently that I was talking to, and really nice girl. She kept telling me that she didn't want to, just wanted friends, and by her posts that she makes, she's looking for a boyfriend. So whatever.
Well, I know one that you used to flirt with. You're not doing that anymore.
No.
That's nasty down here in Texas.
Yeah, I don't sniff around taking people.
So, yeah, no, but I'm just saying. I know you and
Yeah.
Crystal used to kind of flirt, but now I was like, nope, I took her away from you.
Ain't no big deal. There's plenty of fish in the sea. That's what they say, ain't it?
Yeah. I know she was happy to get a chance to meet you that one time.
It was great coming down and meeting everybody. It was.
I love meeting y'all. Our time together was too short.
Yeah, but
Getting mischievous.
Yeah, didn't have a chance to take Bark to the well.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Y'all thinking about doing another trip like that?
Probably not right now. For one, Mark's back couldn't do that again. Right now.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. He's actually been trucking more than what he should, but he's down to, what do you say, 5 months, and his truck will be paid off. So
nice.
When he gets his truck paid off, he can kind of slow down a little bit and actually get back into building tractors, because he admitted to me yesterday that he's getting the itch again.
Well, he better take care of himself better.
Well, he's gonna have to take some time off the road if he's gonna build enough for the family there, Ed. Bull, I mean.
Yeah, well, he can once he gets, because a lot of his money, I guess, is going into paying off the truck. Once he gets the truck paid off, then he'll have, more flood catch.
Yeah.
He won't have to work as much as what he is, which he doesn't have to now, but he wants to get the truck paid off. So that's why he's pushing so hard. So, but yeah, he admitted yesterday that he was getting the itch again. He's taken enough time off, and he'll have to wear his back brace and stuff. But he said he thinks he can wear it for a couple minutes to run down the track. As long as nothing goes haywire, he'll be good.
Right.
But Sandy's been putting a foot in his butt about getting her tractor going again. She wants to pull again.
Oh.
So.
Well, she's good at rebuilding them two-stroke carburetors.
Mm-hmm. And he just basically bought another tractor back. He built a tractor for a guy. He built a tractor, sold it to a guy. He's been working on it and everything else on and off for the guy for however many years the guy's owned it. The guy I just found out yesterday, I didn't even know, went in for a 5-way heart bypass.
Ooh.
Holy cow.
So yeah, he's done pulling.
Well, there's, according to your picture there, Ed, there's a tractor to start right there already ready, set up ready.
That's a
International
stock. Well, it's a stock 10-horse.
Oh.
I've got a couple of those sitting in the weeds and in the storage. So
In the weeds and in the storage.
Don't
Metal.
Don't need no one-lungers. The single cylinders just don't do it for me anymore. I like. Sorry, I like the guy. I like the twins. And to be honest, I was looking at motorcycle engine ones, 1200 cc, I think 4 cylinders. Yeah, they get pretty wild.
You can run those Tri-Rocket engines up quite a bit.
Yeah, up and over 10,000 RPMs.
Yeah.
But well, there's guys that run snowmobile engines. There's guys that run motorcycle engines. I was actually looking at 4-cylinder mini rods, 4-cylinder car motors. The bad part about doing one of those is there's no place around here that pulls them. There's one club that pulls mini rods, and they're straight 6 V6 V8s. And they run tractors too in their club, but I had a couple bad experiences with them. They let the garden tractors in and pull to finance the club so they can pull their mini rods.
I know I was at a junkyard a few years ago, just walking around looking, and opened up the hood of this one. But I didn't even recognize what kind of car it was. And what surprised me was it had a V4.
Mm-hmm.
And then one probably 20 feet away from it, it had a V4, but it was a rear engine.
Mm.
I'm going, whoa, never seen one of these before. So it had to be something from Europe.
Well, the thing that the the 4-cylinder club classes I was looking at basically run the 2-liter Geo Metro engines.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they can get them pretty wicked RPMs. But
they fun at the local. They're watching them at the local racetrack right here. They get them little 4-cylinder engines out there, and they're more fun to watch than the big boys.
Yeah,
all about it too.
Well, the thing that I like about the motorcycle engines is, I mean they rev them things up and let them rip, and they're just ripping down the track. I still would love to build a diesel, but that's a lot of money to be competitive.
Yeah.
You could build one for a stock class, but there's, like I said, there's not really a lot of stock classes that pull the diesels anymore. Everybody I know that had one, either turboed or non-turboed, they got rid of them because nobody was building them. For starters, the engine itself is like, way expensive just to buy. And then if you want to be any competitive on any level, you got to put a cam in them, a pump, turbo, all that. And you're getting into a V twin, prices of big V twins, $8,000-$10,000.
Willie, I heard about the Wisconsin V4. I know those are. I don't believe they're still making them. I've seen a video on one of those, and they don't make a lot of horsepower. I think maybe 20, and they're not. I think maybe 3,000 RPMs is the max on them.
Yeah, well, I actually had a chance to buy 4. I think they were Wisconsin's, but they're old, the military V4s.
Yeah.
I had a chance to buy 4 of those for $400, running, brand new, never used. They were, government surplus that were sitting in a warehouse. But they're, like I said, there's no class or anything for them, and they're heavy. They're real heavy. So
all cast iron. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know AMC made a V4.
I didn't know. I heard something about one. Now I know for the dirt track guys back in the 90s, there was a company that took a small block Chevy V8 and cut either 2 or 4 of the cylinders out and had them recast. And it was a small block Chevy. You could put a turbo 350 on it and all the accessories from a small block Chevy, but they made 4 cylinders and 6 cylinders.
I've actually seen one of those 4-cylinder ones.
Mm-hmm.
Working for Montgomery Ward's. One actually came in for service. I didn't actually work on it, but one of the other mechanics called me up. Man, you ought to see this weird engine. It looked like someone had taken the regular V8, Chevy engine, cut the 2 center or the 4 center cylinders out, just took the front and back together.
Yep. Yeah, and they where I can't remember what the name of the company was that was doing that, but they were making cams, cranks, and blocks and intakes.
Yep.
You could actually put a 2-barrel Rochester or whatever off of a V8 on them, and they were really popular with the circle track guys, because they were limited on cubic inch and stuff like that, and they were torque monsters, Everybody else, the other competitors stuff are running straight line 4s, and when they started making those V4s, they were dominating. Well, then rule changes and everything else kind of put them out of commission, and so. But I thought it was neat because you could put a turbo 350, turbo 400 right on them, or if you wanted to go with a manual, anything from a small block Chevy will fit on it. The water pumps were the same, everything, harmonic balancers, all that stuff, flywheels and flex plates,
That's just like when I was dirt track racing years ago, with the way the rules were written for the economy late models.
Mm-hmm.
This guy read the rules, and he came out. He had a car built and everything. Came out. They said it's not legal, and he told them, "Well, check it. Compare it to the rules." They went over that car with a fine-tooth comb, and there was nothing illegal about it.
Mm-hmm.
And they let him race for about a month, and he was out there kicking butt on the guys in the Camaros. This guy's out there running a Gremlin with a straight 6.
Yeah.
And the Camaro guys, they're running alcohol. He's running gasoline because the way the rules were written.
Sorry, I was reading Willie's comment. Who made that flathead 35 horsepower, Willie? Was that Wisconsin? Did they make that? I mean, that piston would have to be the size of a coffee can. And overhead was a 65 horse. Okay, Wisconsin. All right, yeah. I knew Wisconsin had made some pretty wicked, oddball engines and stuff. So, but but yeah, all my builds and everything are all dreams. Over 300 cubic inch. Yeah, they would have to be pretty dang close to that.
Wow.
Probably. So, but
yeah, but they were, like I said, everything was cast iron. They were for industrial and stuff like that.
All right. More of a stationary motor, like the V12 GMC engines, which was 2 6-cylinders cast together. They were more of a stationary power plant engine than something that's supposed to be in a. Then they did put them in some big trucks, but they were more for like the water pumps and irrigation, things like that.
Right.
With a set governor speed. I've seen a couple guys make rat rods out of them, which is pretty unique. It's got two distributors, 2 carburetors, everything. So welcome back, Renegade. But yeah, until I go viral on YouTube or something like that and start making like Renegade's money. Yeah.
Yeah.
All my builds are like kind of pipe dreams. CJ5.
Wow.
Well, the old man had a 63 Chevrolet with an inline 6-cylinder. It was so long stroked, you would hardly get to run 55 mile an hour. But when you took it in the mud hole or something else, it would outpull the daggone 4-wheel drives. I mean, it'd go through mud hole 4-wheel drives would bog up to the axles in because it was just, you put it in low gear and it just chug on.
My junior year in high school, one of my really good friends, I don't know what year it was, but it's an El Camino with a straight 6 in it. Straight or a slant. Anyways, straight inline 6. And his dad told him, when that motor goes bad, we've got a V8 over here. It's put together. It's got good stuff in it. We'll drop that in it. Yeah. Unbeknownst to his dad, for 4 months in the summer, he drove that thing with like 1 or 2 quarts of oil in it, and everywhere he went was in low 1. And that thing would scream, and it never died. Finally, I think his dad was out somewhere and heard this thing coming and seen it and seen what he was doing and said, okay, before you hurt yourself or hurt somebody else, we're switching motors, and that motor ran to the day that he took that thing out, and put the V8 in it. And he would sit there and just burn the tires off of it. I mean, just, 15 minutes straight, just whack, foot to the floor, everything. And yeah, it,
I need to see his tire bill.
Back in them days, we could buy used tires for $10 at the junkyard.
Yeah.
And
When you get in that car, you hang on.
Okay. I'll check that out after the stream there, Delisa.
I've heard about that CUDA.
Oh, they've got two of them now. He's got one to drive, and that one there is actually that 440 there is actually it's put back to original specs, and but the other one he just built. He used to have it set up for drag racing, and now he just got a little 318 in it. But he had, it's hard to cut up a car that's already got them old roll bars and all that stuff to put it back street legal. I mean,
it don't take him no time to put them together.
But
I think my oldest brother had a CUDA at one point in time.
Yeah. Well,
he had a few different cars. I know he had a Camaro. I think it's a Camaro. One of the fancy Camaro, not the new style, old school muscle car. And I think he had one of those. I think he had a CUDA. He had a bunch. He wasn't mechanically inclined, so any little thing went wrong with it, he would get rid of whatever he had and get something different. And now my next oldest brother, he was a Monte Carlo fan, like a '76 Monte Carlo long nose.
I like those SSs.
Myself, I kind of like the 70, 71 Monte Carlos. Not quite as long as the 76s, but
Yeah. Well, I always loved the 72, 71, 69 to 70, 72 Chevelles was what my favorite.
Of course, that's the year I was born in.
Well, my favorite car, and you're all probably going to laugh your butts off, 69 Impala 4-door. That was my first car. I love it, and it's still at my mom's house in the barn.
I
had a Pinto.
Well, I had a 72 Chevelle, bent on every corner. They actually made a song about it. My old yellow car or something or other years ago. It was a 72 Chevelle, but what the old man gave me to drive was always the free cars up that come out of Maryland that they'd give them away free just to get them the heck out of the yard. Well, I mean, he'd go up there and have an extra spot on the trailer, and he'd throw that old free car on the trailer, and that's what he brought home for us to drive. But,
that's why it was
my parents bought me my first car. I think they paid $600 for it or something like that. They're the third owner on it. At first, when they're like, "Yeah, we got you a car," I'm thinking, hey, my brother's got this. My oldest brother got a nice car. My next oldest brother, he got a J10 pickup truck. I think it was Jeep. I'm thinking, yeah. First time I saw this thing, I'm like, that thing's like 2 miles long. Until I drove it.
Yeah.
Most comfortable car to drive. Had a 327 in it. It was awesome.
Land yacht.
Yeah. And
y'all talking about a land yacht.
When it had to, it would get up and go. It just took it about a half a mile or so to get there.
Oh, I had a what was it? Oldsmobile, that big ass tank. You talk about Oldsmobile, not the 88, but it was the plush version of it. I mean, that song, you get it to 100 mile an hour, and it just sitting there floating. It just goes, it just floated. But I think it had a 455 in it or something other.
Yeah. Well, my Mudster, I love my 69, but my dream car is a 63 Impala convertible with a 427 in it. That would be my ultimate. I love the body lines on it. I love the little round. three little round lights in the back. The convertibles just look so freaking cool. And that was one thing about my Impala, my '69. There was no A-pillar in between the doors. So when you wound the windows down, it was wide open.
I think that's a B pillar.
Or I mean, a B-pillar.
Yeah, your A pillar should be the one going from.
Yeah, the windshield.
Yeah.
But yeah, the back window had a rubber seal on it that the front door closed against.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put all four windows down, there was nothing in there. So it would. I mean, when you looked at it from the side, it's like, what's wrong with that car? You know, and yeah, the only thing that would have made it cooler is if it would have had suicide doors. But I can remember we had like 11 or 12 people in that thing one night, just cruising around.
Well, Ed, if you want to fix it back up, they got kits to put suicide doors back on the cars now. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Oh no! If I was to get that car back out and get it going and everything, it'd go back to 100% stock. The reason I quit driving it, I was actually on my way to school one morning. I stopped and got a cup of coffee at the little convenience store at the edge of town, and was taking the back way into the school. And the guy in front of me whipped it into a driveway, turned left into a driveway, and immediately put it in reverse and without looking, and backed out and hit it right in the front driver's side fender well, ripped the fender, crushed the firewall, dinged the door or bent the door up. And at the time I couldn't find any body parts or anything for it, but I held on to it. It's still there. Don't know what it looks like underneath or anything because it's kind of in a dirt floor or barn, but it's still got an original 327. The only thing that's been changed from it from factory is the intake. Somebody took the 4-barrel intake off of it and put a 2-barrel on it.
What kind of car is it?
Impala.
So to me, dream car would either be the '69 Daytona or '70 Superbird, and it's gotta have a Hemi and a 4-speed.
See, I like the muscle cars and the sports car type, Camaros and all that kind of stuff. But my true love is luxury. Give me the boat, baby. Yeah. What can I do 120 miles an hour? Yes, I can. It just takes me 2.5 minutes to get up to it.
I'll take that Harley Davidson that got that big old long trailer that's behind it. Someone built. That'd be nice to have.
I've never really been a big Corvette fan. I like the '60s Corvettes, the small, like the Stingrays and stuff like that. But I've had a couple buddies that's had the newer, Corvettes. And my one buddy did a frame off restoration on it. Took it clear down to the gel coat, everything, painted it almost hunter orange, almost safety orange. To me, it feels like my knees are up in the air and my ass is dragging on the ground.
So the only Corvette that I'd want to get my hands on would be the one that was from the movie Corvette Summer. And that right-hand drive and everything. Yeah.
I used to have a poster of I forget what year it was, Corvette, it's a '60s Corvette convertible, but it had a big block in it with a blower and big drag slicks and all that. I loved that car. That car was awesome. Totally unpractical, but but like I said, I like my car wise. I like my big luxury cars, the old big huge luxury cars. You know, the ones you can stretch out in the back seat and take a nap. You know,
A Buick,
Oh.
a Buick Electra, a Olds 98.
yeah. Yep.
Get you a station wagon, no problem.
Actually,
What
if,
is it?
I had one of those too, a Pinto.
Get you one. I'm talking about one of the big old 9-passenger style where it's got what
the
3
rear
rows,
fa-
4 rows of seats.
Yeah,
yeah,
rear
the one faces backwards. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the very back. Yeah, my parents had
Um,
those.
actually, if I had the extra, extra cash and just fun money, I would like one of the Dodge Magnums station wagons. I knew somebody I knew somebody had one, and I rode in it. It was awesome. Um, you know,
Got
Oh,
the V6 in it, rear wheel drive.
I don't know if it had a V6 or V8, but it was rear wheel drive. But yeah, I like the body lines on it.
Now,
You know?
are you talking about the Magnum as far as the wagon, or are you talking about?
Yeah.
yeah.
So it
Yeah.
actually has a V6 in it.
You can actually get the Hemi in it too. You could have got the Hemi in them back when they first come out. You could get the Hemi in them too.
I don't know if you can get the Hemi in it or not.
Well,
I mean, it wasn't a big block Hemi, but it was a 5.7 or something. Like that. You could get the Hemi in it.
well, if I had the liquid cash and I was going to buy it, it would have a red eye in it.
If I knew that Ed had cash, Ed could have borrowed some money. I want my old car back, my show.
Ed's got it all buried in his backyard. But
I told you last week, Daryl. Them jars are getting few and far between, brother. I bought a truck. I had to, which I knew when I bought the truck, I had to put some work into it and everything. I'm gonna have to buy a washing machine. The ones I was burying to do the roof, I've had to dig up for the truck and stuff, and
If I got one of those Magnums, how about putting a Hellcat?
I got my. I've been out here working on my 91 Chevrolet pickup.
Yeah,
right
there. Renegade said you can get it with a 5.7 Hemi in it.
Yeah.
But I would definitely want the Hellcat red eye with the probably a blower. I just like the sound of a blower.
You couldn't. Yeah, but you had to put all that in it, Ed. But I mean,
yeah,
they could have originally came with you could get a Hemi station wagon.
Yeah. I don't have you any of you guys seen the new Hemi that's coming out? The straight 6? Twin turbo, inline 6, 700 horsepower out the crate.
Wow.
That is Chrysler don't go broke. All of them about to go broke right now.
Yeah.
So.
I one of the channels
you might end up with a K card again.
Well, a channel I follow got invited to the Roadkill Nights. They were one of the YouTube crew teams that Dodge sent them one of those inline Hemi 6-cylinders. Very impressive for what it is. Out the box, 10-speed transmission on it. Yeah, they were.
So they went. So basically, what you're saying is they went to Australia, revived one of the Hemis from down there, and then brought it all back. Because that's what they had down in Australia was a 6-cylinder straight 6 Hemi with I think dual side drive Webers.
Yeah, this is all fuel injected. Like I said, it's twin turboed. Willie, the one team put theirs in a earlier Dodge than my pickup, Dakota. Another team put it in a full size 100. Somebody else put one in another Dodge car. Challenger Charger, Dodge Charger. One guy bought a basically a skeleton drift car, put it in it. There were 6 teams. I can't remember what the other 2 did, but the team that won, the channel that won, was actually the square body Dodge short bed, full size Dodge short bed. They're the ones that actually won the whole thing. So, but yeah, they're putting those in the Hornets is what's going Hornets and the 1500 Rams. That's what they're going to be in. Yeah, Renegade. It's only like 3 liters or something like that, 3.5 or something. For the size of the engine, it makes, like I said, I think they were saying it's 700 horsepower out the crate.
What if I could shoehorn one of those in my little Caliber?
Probably. Like I said,
that'd make it scream.
Like I said, they're putting them in the new Hornets and the like 2025 Dodge Ram 1500s. I think it's the Rams. Maybe it's yeah. Okay, yeah. The first version is 500 horsepower, and the second version is 700. Yeah. Yep.
That'd make it a nice little grocery getter.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, Wayne said they're 3.5 liter. So yeah. Yep.
Oh, so they're not gonna.
And the Chargers. Okay.
Yeah. So I was gonna say with what Renegade's saying is they're not gonna have the Charger be electric. They're gonna put that in that 6-cylinder in.
You can bet they're gonna have a 6 daggum electric Charger too.
Oh yeah, they will.
They might even do the Charger like they did the four-door Mustang. I mean, that's the ugliest daggum thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Well, the ugliest thing I've ever seen that Chrysler's ever come out with is a 4-door Charger. Because to me, the Charger should never have been 4-door.
No.
It should have been a 2-door from the get-go.
Well, I actually got to see a Cybertruck in person the other day. It was driving down the road, but I seen it. They're just as ugly in person as they are on TV.
Oh, we've seen the all electric Volvo.
Honestly, I don't think I would take one if somebody just gave it to me.
I wouldn't.
I've seen some videos about how they was it the rear hatch and everything as it's closing. If you got your hand in there, it's supposed to detect it and then open back up.
Yeah.
There were some videos and everything. People start trying that. One guy actually had to go and have his hand put in the cast because it didn't reopen.
And have an electric car.
2.5.
Oh, talking about the Cybertruck. Did you see that channel where the guy was trying to figure out what bullet would penetrate it?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he was firing all different rounds and everything. And, of course, the one round that definitely went through, the 50.
Yeah. Hi, Geared. How you doing, bud? Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, I read Willie's comment there. Yeah, I've seen a little video thing on what it actually cost to have an EV. Environmentally, making the vehicle, making the batteries, producing the electric, all that kind of stuff puts more pollutants into the air than it does building a gas engine and running a gas engine.
Well, they're in actuality, I seen where Elon Musk said the other day that he's not so much on electric vehicles anymore because he said he's going with a water engine. So in other words, he's going to go with a hydrogen engine now. He's come up with a hydrogen engine. So
Right.
I mean, a hydrogen engine would be more economical and everything else. You could.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. EVs have their place. I think big cities, things like that, where you're just running around town, whatever. But for, for long haul, long term, whatever, yeah, they're not there. I mean, they can't be there. Matter of fact, Mark's son bought one of the Ford Lightnings. He sold it. He lives down in Kentucky now, and for him to travel from Kentucky to Mark's house, he'd have to stop and charge for 24 hours halfway, or or he couldn't make it from where he lives in Kentucky to Mark's without stopping. And to charge the truck up, it took 24 hours. He's like, I can't, if I want to come up for the weekend,
Gotta leave on Thursday to make it home by Monday.
Yeah. And then he said there was only 2 quick chargers between where he lived at and Mark's, and both of them were out of service.
Oh.
So he couldn't even stop by a quick charge, for an hour or two and get enough of a charge to get up here to where he could find a slow charge. He's like,
how much does it cost for a fast charge?
I don't know what is it, like $10 an hour or something to charge them things in.
I'm not sure because I haven't really checked into it. I love Lisa's comment. Exactly. It looks like it should be in a RoboCop movie or something like that.
There was what was it? One guy, he was saying that we're going out here to put trash in the dumpster and everything, and he's walking right to one of those type of trucks. The back and everything was open, so he was tossing bags in the back of it. Okay, I got rid of all my trash in the dumpster.
Yep. Well, somebody made a meme or something up about Cybertrucks getting broke into by bears because they look like trash dumpsters.
The one thing about electric, they've been doing that since the 1800s.
Yeah.
And they never have gotten it perfected.
Yeah.
And they keep trying and trying and trying. Like, okay, this ain't working. We're going to stop. And then someone else comes out with one later.
They're just not economical. I mean,
no, they're not.
There's no way you can make it economical. And to say it's green energy is BS because they had to have all these chemicals and everything else to make those batteries. Yep. Lithium batteries. I mean,
look at all the pollutants they got to have just to be able to get that process. Plus, you got all the mining trucks out there. They're running on diesel.
Yeah, I mean,
that ain't green.
And Willie brings up a good point. If you guys want to see some good information on electric vehicles and stuff, look up Edison Motors. They are doing some very, very, very interesting stuff with EVs. So, but
until they come up with a way to charge the battery as it's moving, it'll never be economical.
Right. Hybrid. I'm more for the hybrids, gas electric hybrids. Just because of the long haul driving and stuff like that. But like I said too, places where they do have pollution problems and stuff like that, EVs, could help. Not for rural folk like myself.
And then you got off gassing. I mean, you see them getting a wreck, and the daggone thing burns for days. I mean, they have that. They said they actually had to bury some of them to get them. They won't go out. There's one guy had gotten a wreck, and he got out. He got out of it, and they had to put they put it on. They thought they had it out. They soaked it in water and all that. Put it on the rollback, and the thing caught back on fire on the back of the rollback. So,
Well, there was that one ferry a few months ago. They were bringing, it was over in Europe somewhere, and they were transporting all the brand new cars and everything. There was a whole bunch of EVs and everything. And they had about 20 of those big dumpsters. The ones that are probably, 20-foot length, something like that, outside. And they were coming out there with the front end loaders, and they were putting all those EVs right into those containers. They were full of water, and they were sitting there just burning for several days.
yeah.
Hi, Quick Wrench. Well, I think I've told you before, once or twice before, about my buddy that bought one of the first gen Toyota Priuses. The battery went bad. It was over $10,000 to have the battery replaced, and the value of the car wasn't nowhere near that.
Yep.
There was no problem driving the car without the battery. So he bought it, and his wife, well, it was girlfriend at the time, wife now, she drove that little 3-cylinder around for a few years, just her little get around car around town and stuff, take the dogs and stuff. And she loved it. Her little vroom vroom car kept the mileage off her Tahoe. That's what he was happy about.
Well, what was it? A couple of months ago, they had, an EV? I don't remember. I think it was a Hyundai or one of those that the guy had hit, going a little too fast, hit a dip and everything in the road. No big deal for anything, but he wound up bottoming out and broke something up underneath it, took it to the dealership, and it was the cover for the battery. And it damaged part of the battery and everything. The guy only had maybe 10,000 miles on it. They were already totaling it out because it was going to cost more to get it fixed than what the car was worth.
Well, that's my buddy bought this one from a dealership. They took it in on trade knowing the battery was bad. Because the person that had it, the battery went bad. I don't know if it's still the same way, which I assume it is. To change the battery in that thing, the mechanics at the dealership cannot do it. The battery is special order, and they have a special group of guys or people that come out and disconnect the battery that was in it, take that battery out, put the new battery in, make all the connections, do all the tuning or whatever has to be done with that, and they ship the battery back to the manufacturer or whatever it is. And that's why it was like $10,000 to have it done, because there's nobody at that time. There was nobody at the dealership that was qualified to change the battery, and that's what these guys did. They had a crew or crews that would go around and change these batteries. I was just talking to somebody a few months ago. Bought a year-old EV mower, riding mower, electric zero turn. It had sat on the dealership for over a year. He bought it, unknowing that it sat there for a year. Took it out, ran it. The battery went bad, wouldn't take a charge or wouldn't hold a charge. Took it back to the dealer. Nope. That's you. You got to pay for the battery. There's no guarantee on the battery. There was that same dealer was in negotiations, let's say, with because I forget what line it was. They had to have like 2 of them on their showroom floor to keep their dealership. That's why one of them sat there for so long. They sold one when it first come out, and the other one sat there, and they were arguing with the dealer, with the company, saying, we can't have these, because nobody wants to buy them, because apparently there were some fires and stuff with them. So, you can't force us to have these in our dealership if we can't sell them, because the battery, the warranty on there's no warranty on the battery. We have to eat that cost to have the battery replaced if it goes bad, because the machine's still under warranty. And yeah, they I haven't heard if they lost their dealership license or not. Like I said, I forget what brand it is. But yeah, they were in negotiations with the main parent company about, having to have these on their showroom, instead of, saying, hey, we can get these if you want one, come, we'll order you one and get you a fresh one from the factory, instead of having them sit on their showroom floor and nobody want to buy them.
That's kind of like, I did that video last year. When I was walking into Walmart to get something, and right there in the front, when they had that Hart riding mower, and it's like, really, I didn't know Hart was coming out with a riding mower. I went over to Garden Center looking at it, and it's like, yeah, you can see how much of a difference in the price between that and the gas-powered one. Gas-powered was a lot cheaper and bigger.
Yeah, right there. Renegade said, had a battery charger go out, push mower. Yep.
Wow.
I actually found that Renegade on a onboard golf cart battery charger. The Curtis, I think it's Curtis Summit or Summit Series 3 charger. The warranty on it does not go unless you buy it directly from Curtis. If you buy it from a dealer or whatever, the warranty on it goes from date of manufacture, not date of sale. I had one that I had, and it's supposed to have like a 5-year warranty on it or something like that. I had one go bad, and I actually got a hold of Curtis and their tech line and everything, and he kind of loved it a little bit. They sent me not a brand new one, a remand one. I just had to send my charger back to him, and I had to pay shipping back to him. But and the new one didn't have any warranty at all because it was remand. But yeah, so yeah, when you buy stuff like that, check what the warranty says. If it says date of manufacture or date of sale, because those chargers are like $350 a pop.
They didn't even give you a kiss or use any Vaseline, right?
Yep.
That's why I'm not turning everything over to battery operated right now. I mean, my air compressor will run my tools. And...
Well, see, our whole fleet of golf carts, we only have like 3 or 4 that are gas. And I'm sold on the Summit 3 onboard chargers. They are so nice. You don't have to drag chargers around. If any place you can get a 110 outlet, you can plug it in and charge the thing.
I mean, golf carts is one thing, but you ain't gonna go. You ride around say you're riding around a campground or something other with a golf cart or campus like you're talking about. Well, I mean, but they're not gonna try to run no daggum 60 miles an hour up and down these hills. So I mean,
apparently you don't know the people that I work with. Now they did just buy me a gas golf cart, a used one. it was a killer deal. It was it's a club car gas. Um, I tuned it up a little bit. Yeah, I love it. My, my, my,
Defactorized it there, Ed.
my, my boss loves it. And when the very first day we had it, well, I'm sorry, the second day, because I went and picked it up in the afternoon. The second day, I was tweaking on it and everything, and he took it out and brought it back. He's like, I don't know if I want to give you this or not. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's faster than my electric cart. I'm like, yes, it is. I said, but it's only a 2-seater, and people don't like the noise of the gas golf carts. He just laughed. So now every once in a while, he'll come out and he'll have to go up on campus or something. And he's like, where's Tow Mater? I'm like, it's over there. Okay. Hear it fire up and out the shop he goes. You just have to learn how to feather the gas to keep it right below the rev limiter.
Oh, so you named it after me?
Sorta. They actually bought it so I can tow golf carts and stuff up and back from campus and that when they break down, or like when people need to borrow them. It's a big pain in the butt when I have to deliver a golf cart and then I have to get somebody to give me a ride back down to my shop, where I've got a tow bar. I've had it for years. I can just hook it up, tow it up to wherever I need to, drop it off, give them the key for it, and say, see ya, and back to the shop I go. Because my shop's almost a mile from campus. Mm-hmm.
This one is the box that the motherboard came out. The Rogue Strix box.
But so yeah, we were supposed to buy 2 of them, but our security department said they didn't have the money to buy it, and they were kind of like looking at us, say, well, you could buy it and we could use it. Nope. Especially, well, they're kind of sorry after they see me and my boss running around campus on it that they didn't find the money, because they thought that, that thing really moves, it'd be nice to have that cart. Your cart wouldn't go that fast. I would make sure that it didn't go that fast. yeah, Willie. And the club cars, they're super easy to do, but and I know from experience that you don't want to because you can actually bypass that rev limiter too, and get like really. I mean, we're talking like 30 some miles an hour out of them, but the cart don't last. The engine don't last. They burn up real easy when you get them above the I think it's 3,500 RPMs or something like that. So, and I was telling my boss about that. I'm like, I said, yeah, we could bypass that rev limiter and we really get some, and so the only thing is the engine probably wouldn't last that long, but they do make a kit that we can put a V-twin Honda 20 horse in it. He's like, no. I said, but I have a 20 horse Honda. I'd love to put it in one. He's like, no. But he is open to the idea of like a 3-inch lift kit on it. If I can make it economical, to do it. Not the $700 or $900 that they're asking for the kits. So, but he's okay with a little bit of a lift, because you have to have the ground clearance and stuff when you're rescuing and doing towing golf carts and stuff like that. You need to
Then yeah, but then you got the daggum yard maintenance crew that wants just got to have theirs raised up because getting over curves and stuff like that. So
Nope. And he actually told all the supervisors that cart is my shop cart and it's not to be taken or used by anybody else. So he said that's for Ed to use at a moment's notice when he has to, if he has to go up and, work on something or whatever. And, that way, he don't have to take his pickup truck up there and park in a parking lot and then walk a quarter mile, out in the middle of campus to work on something. I can throw tools and stuff in it and zip out right to where it's at. And matter of fact, the first week we had it, one of our hustlers has the Briggs and Stratton engine in it. The starter actually smoked in it, and it's right at the end of the day. And I didn't feel like firing up our rollback to go up and get it, so I grabbed a little short tow strap, put the zero turn into neutral, loosened the bypasses, and had a guy ride it, and we towed it back to our shop with the golf cart. We didn't go real fast, and the cart did it. It wasn't real happy about it. The belt wasn't real happy about it, but we did it. Hello, statue.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you're going longer than normal, Ed, tonight.
Yeah. I don't have to work in the morning, so
Yeah.
probably go another 10 minutes. Make it a nice even 2 hours. But yeah, the only thing that's down on the club car is it has the independent front suspension. It doesn't have the straight axle like the Easy Goes do. So the lift kits for them are a lot more expensive. You can't just put blocks in it like the Easy Goes and then flip the rear axle. You actually have to buy new drop spindles and stuff like that for the club cars.
I think it was guys from Cars and Cameras. They actually found out where they live there in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
That you can actually make a golf cart street legal as long as you keep it 30 miles and under. And they went actually to Harbor Freight and they bought one of those, was it the 420 electric starts? They got it all hooked up, and they were actually filmed themselves going around town, and even going through the drive-thru at McDonald's.
The town where I work at, we had a little incident over 10 years ago with a townie that had a golf cart, and their granddaughter took it like 3.5 miles up the road to a little mini mall on the sidewalks, but they got in trouble because they're only 13 years old, and they were actually driving on the back roads, not the sidewalks, not the main highway, but the back roads. And they started making a big stink about, well, the university has all these golf carts and you see them running up and down the roads and blah, 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 blah. The city's like, okay, fine. You have to make them street legal. Headlights, taillights, turn signals, mirrors. Yep. I checked into doing it at that point in time. It was going to be $600 a cart. And we had 14 carts at the time.
Ooh.
So we're like, yeah, that's not going to happen. So they were trying to, good night, Renegade.
Good night, Renegade.
So we were trying to get alternatives and everything else. And we finally got things hashed out with the city to get from my shop to campus. We could go down the sidewalk. It's along the main road. On the one side of the road to a certain stoplight, cross at the stoplight with the light, then we were on campus property, then we could drive any place we wanted. roads or sidewalks. But to get from our shop to campus, which that we had to be on that certain side of the sidewalk, cross at a certain light and everything. But they've kind of backed off on it a little bit now. They'll still say something if we're going down one of the like streets around our building. They'll be like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be on the road with that thing." Okay, we'll get back on the sidewalk, blah blah blah, whatever. But yeah, that was they had a lot of people on campus that were not real happy that they may lose their golf carts.
So basically, what you're saying is that bumper sticker I was thinking about having made would be perfect. If you don't like my driving, stay off the damn sidewalk.
Yeah, basically. Well, what it was is they were trying to figure out a way that we could store all the golf carts on campus. Then as long as they didn't leave campus, if they were on campus property, there's no problem.
Right.
But most of them are down at my shop, probably over half of them. And to get them from my shop up there is either you put them on a trailer or the flatbed roll off, or you don't use them. And they weren't real happy about not being able to use them because we don't have a area big enough to store all the golf carts that they use on a daily basis. So, but like I said, they got it all worked out, and they did make us put slow moving vehicle signs on them all. Some of them have them, some of them don't. My new one doesn't have one yet, but I'm still in the process of putting a toolbox on the back of it and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to mount one until I get all that taken care of. And then
you're talking about what, that red and yellow triangle?
Yeah. Red and orange. Yep.
Red and orange, or I thought it was red and yellow?
Red and orange. And I did find out though when we had that little discussion and stuff with the city, they have to be a certain size. I used to see small ones, that are like 6-8 inches, and then
right.
the big full size ones that are like on tractors. I didn't know that they have to be legally they have to be the ones the size of the tractor.
Oh.
But at that same point in time, I also found out that like gators and tractors and stuff like that, we could drive a gator right up the main road on any city street as long as it has a slow moving vehicle sign. There ain't nothing they can do about it. They're agricultural. As long as we say that they're for the grounds department or athletics use, it's agricultural. They can't say anything about it. Golf carts are not agricultural. They're motorized vehicles. So, yeah. So we're like, how hard would it be to change over to gators? Yeah, that would be pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So, can we get the golf carts changed from the motorized vehicle to agricultural use? What do we have to do that? Well, put headlights, taillights, turn signals, and yeah. But they had me price the kits to do them, and at that point in time, because the kits weren't real popular back then and everything, it was going to be a couple hundred dollars a cart, or a few $100s a cart.
Probably cheaper by now.
Oh yeah, you can get them on Amazon for under $100, the kits. But like I said, back then, your only option is to go like to Easy Go or a golf cart dealer,
right?
And buy them. And like it was before they were really popular for like the campgrounds, and everybody and their brother has one. So yeah, it was all Easy Go factory stuff, and
our it was a club car. Everybody wanted the club car because it had the fancier suspensions and stuff on it. So
Mm-hmm. That's why we have Easy Goes, because they were cheap back then.
yeah,
And they when they were looking at different golf carts and stuff like that a few years back, they were actually looking at a couple different brands, some off Chinese brand and something else. And I'm like, no, that's fine and dandy, but I'm gonna have to learn how to work on them. I mean, I don't, the Easy Goes I've been working on for so long, I can pretty well just do a couple of checks and I know what's wrong with it.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, you can do it in your sleep.
Yeah.
but yeah, that was around the golf carts and golf campgrounds and stuff. My friend he owned a place down at Myrtle Beach, and you could only have electric golf carts. So and the Easy Go didn't drive nearly as good as that club car did, and he got that, and it didn't hold up near as good as that club car did either. I mean,
how many manufacturers of golf carts are there?
Well, the two big ones right now is Easy Go and Club Car. I think Cushman still makes them, possibly. I think they do. But then there's a couple new. They're not actually technically golf carts. Yamaha still makes them. They're some kind of Chinese brand, but they come with 4 seats and there's no provision for golf bags or anything like that. But they're still classified as a golf cart. So they, but I don't know any dealers. I don't know where you buy parts for them, or anything like that. I see some car lots selling them, but like I said, I have no clue if something goes wrong with it, where do you get parts for it? And I've never looked at the suspension on them to see what kind of suspension they have or anything. But years back, my buddy, he wanted an electric golf cart for at home, and he was looking at the club car and the Easy Go, and the thing that made him buy the Easy Go, the 6-inch lift kit he wanted to put on it, was a third for the Easy Go than it was for the other one. It basically the Easy Go consisted of 4 3-inch blocks, because on the Easy Goes they had springs that come down to the front axle. You put 2 3-inch blocks here, 2 3-inch blocks out here with the new bolts and everything, and then the rear axle. You flip the rear axle and put the axle underneath the leaf spring, and then there was like a 2.5 or 3-inch block you put in there that made your 6-inch lift.
yeah.
And we did the lift kit on that thing in like 3 hours. He was looking at the club car ones, and with the tires and wheels that he wanted and the lift kit and everything, it was going to be right around $1,000. Where I think he spent $300 or $350 on the lift kit for the Easy Go. So, but
yeah, my friend had that place at the beach down there. I mean, that was the only, that was why he wanted it, because first off, the club car's more lower center of gravity, and it won't, and you can't turn them over as easy, and because I mean, he was in the drinking mood back in them days, so the club car would stay straighter on the road, so he didn't have to turn it as much.
Well, 20 let's see, it'd be 24 years ago now. The golf course I worked at would beg to differ with you about being able to roll them club cars over easier. At least once a week. We were going out in a golf cart, flipping one back on its wheels. The cart guys were supposed to be doing it, the clubhouse guys, but they'd always call the groundskeepers, hey, can you give us a hand putting this golf cart back up? Somebody took a corner too fast. Okay. We'd go out, and of course they were all gas powered ones. And we'd go out, and 2 or 3 of us or 4 of us, and push it back over on its wheels. And the one time the cart guys did do it, it was up by the main clubhouse. It was actually on the turn. They didn't have the parking brake set when they flipped it back over on its wheels.
Ooh.
It rolled down the hill and launched out into the lake.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Then they called us. Yeah, can you help us? We had one roll into the lake. Okay, we'll come down with the tractor, and we're like, dude, that didn't just roll into the lake. That launched. It's like 10 feet out into the water, and there was like a 4-foot bank where it dropped down. We're like, we're not towing that back up out of there. Well, how are we going to get it out? Well, one of you all are going to go out there and put some straps on it. We're going to go get the backhoe, and we're going to lift the thing up out and set it back on the thing. Oh, well, why do we? Because it's you guys are the ones that put it in the water, not us. We can do it. We can get it back up there. You're not going to like how we're going to do it, but we can do it. Well, just do whatever you have to do to get it back up here. Okay, we can do that. We went and got a couple big long chains and some hooks and tossed it out until we hooked it, and used the backhoe just to drag the thing back up to the bank, and then finally could get a chain around the axle and drug it back up onto the shore. Say the least, the cart was no good after we got done.
Mm-hmm.
But you got it out. That's the main point.
Well, the golf pro was pissed off. At first, he was pissed off at us because we broke his golf cart. But then he found out why and what happened. He wasn't pissed off at us anymore because we had to get it out of there because that pond was our irrigation pond. And that's a gas golf cart, and it's leaking fuel and oil into our water.
Yeah.
We can't put that water onto our golf course and kill it. So we had to do what we had to do to get it out of there because his guys wouldn't go in and put the straps that were needed on it so we could lift it out. We're like, we're not getting in there. No, it's you guys' mistake. So, okay. Anyways, okay. It's been 2 hours now. Mudster, he's, I think he's, slacking. He didn't tell me that, my hour was up. So, or that's Kane. Sorry. Kane didn't come in tonight.
Yeah,
We're going to blame it on Kane. It's Kane's fault, y'all. We went an hour over. He didn't come in and remind us. So anyways, love you all. Thank you all for watching. And, we'll catch you all on the next one.
Good week, everybody.
Good night, everybody.